exactly is an anaerobic digester? Some years ago I read an article on the internet about a situation in the third world that I didn't know about. I had heard about people having to search for water all day, but I didn't realise that in countries with a subsistence level economy, the women and children spent 8 hours a day looking for fuel to cook their meals on at night. This is deforesting the local area and doing a lot of damage ecologically, but also means that there's lost opportunity. People don't have time for anything else except cooking food in a very unhealthy way. Some organisations had sent engineers into these places to help them dig a fairly simple pit in the ground, lined with bricks, with a pipe going in and a pipe going out. And that pit took all of their organic waste and generated a gas that they could use to cook their dinner. So a few days after they'd started putting waste in, they suddenly had enough fuel to cook their dinner and their day was completely free. When I found out about this system being used in the third world, I thought I'd do a bit more research on the internet and found a wealth of information. There are university lectures and big commercial companies all over the Northern Hemisphere building systems that do the same job. They're very expensive and very large, and they produce a large amount of power. The problem is they cost a significant amount of money to build, and while there are many places here in Tasmania that could use even a very big system, I don't think people want to fork out with $6 to $10 million up front on a system they don't understand as yet. There are many systems in the Northern Hemisphere. They're big, they're plentiful. At one point Germany was building 1,000 new commercial digesters a year, but that's a hard sell to small farms, vineyards and orchards here in Tasmania. So after I learned about these small systems being built in subsistence economies, I started researching on the internet and found many different systems being built all over the Northern Hemisphere. They are producing megawatts of power and megawatts of fertiliser, and these systems run on breweries, they run at council waste facilities, wastewater treatment facilities, dairy farms. And what has been happening in the US, for example, is that the people who haven't been investing in them start finding that they generate so much money they pay off their loans, whatever the loan was, in half the time they thought they would, and they go looking for more waste to feed their system and generate more wealth. But these systems are fairly big, and for a household they're out of reach, and so I went searching for a different solution. So I kept researching further to find another solution, and I found a solution, a set of components that can be plugged together in a modular fashion, scaled down fairly small and up as large as you like, a system that can grow as your use of it grows, and it's fairly simple to operate. It's very simple to operate and build yourself. So what does it do? This system takes your organic waste, whatever that might be, animal manure, vegetable waste, food waste, lawn trimmings, anything that will go in a compost heap and anything else, and it breaks it down anaerobically. Anaerobically means there's no oxygen. So all you really have to do is take the material, mix it, separate it from oxygen, and it will generate biogas, which you can then burn in a generator to make electricity. And the resulting material, after it's generated biogas, is then organic fertiliser and can be used directly on the garden, on food crops, just as is, no further mixing. So what is the system? This system essentially takes waste and makes electricity. Imagine, if you will, a compost heap that generated power. It takes almost any conceivable biological material and produces a all-natural liquid fertiliser that can be put directly on the garden and on fields, with gas that can run a generator and generate electricity as a byproduct of turning your biological waste into all-natural fertiliser. What this anaerobic digester does is it takes biological waste and turns it into fertiliser and power. Essentially, it's a compost heap that makes electricity as a byproduct. This system is good because it's an environmentally friendly system that generates electricity when you need it, and the residue can help your garden grow bumper crops all year round.